Hello, friends. It's me, KP. Guess what? I'm in my studio today. The Moon and the Maker. It's home of art foamies, and I'm here for Spontaneous Studio, which is a little bit different from, the other stuff. Anyway, I want to say hello. Thanks for coming for a spontaneous session. Sue is here, Krabby Abby, Roberta, Zandra. I'm so happy Zandra is our guest of honor today. Anita, nice to see you. So let me tell you what we're doing here for Spontaneous Studio and why I'm here on a snow day, to come and share with you. Excuse me. As many of you know, we are about to start our artist spotlights. I hope that you know. If you don't know, I'm not very good at. I'm not too good at marketing. If you don't know, but maybe you don't know. But Kathy, hello. Brianna, nice to see you. Nancy, welcome. So what's going on is that, oh, great. Bobby and Christine also are here. Okay, so I'm going to repeat myself. I'm here for Spontaneous Studio. And the reason, and Zandra is our special guest, because we are starting the Mooney Spotlights, okay, here in Art Foamies in January. I think January 17th, to be exact. We're going to start a series of spotlights. And those spotlights are artists that are in my patron group. It's a long story, but many of the patrons at the top tier, one of the perks was to get to design your own art foaming. So that was happening for a while. And then, a few of the Moonies had, one or more art foamies. So I said, hey, what if we sold them to because other Moonies wanted them, right? Zanny says, can someone link the name of your ink store that you mentioned in the last live, please? Yes, I certainly will. Nobody else is here right now, so let me do that really quickly. Okay, it's themoonandthemaker.com, www.themoonandthemaker.com. Yeah, you can go there and look at the inks that we have left. Now, the new inks and all the new sizes will be listed on Art Foamies starting next week on Friday. Okay. Anyway, back to our whole reason for being here. My whole reason for being here today is to introduce to you, give you a sneak peek of Zandra's images, because she was going to give you a sneak peek, but she is under the weather. So make sure that you send a lot of good healing energy to Zandra. She has to get well before the 17th so that she can be part of our Mooney Spotlight. So this is the deal. A lot of the Moonies in my group are very talented artists, okay? And Zandra had this idea. I don't know how many of you know this, but we got to meet with Zandra in Australia. Our time was cut short because Maxie and I had COVID, so we didn't get to hang out, like we had hoped, but we did get to spend some time with her. And when we got together, she said, hey, KP, I have these ideas for these custom stamps. So she gave me the drawings, and then we talked about it. And then I said, since you're a Mooney, you can design them and we'll have a spotlight. And she was all on board, and her ideas were so good. Oh my gosh, I wish you could see all of her samples, and she will show them to you as soon as she's well. But in the meantime, I'm going to stamp these out and play with them and give you a sneak peek. No, they are not yet available. Okay, this is only a sneak peek. And it was supposed to be Zandra sharing them and showing them off. She was going to show you many of her samples and ideas. But instead you get me, okay, for today, which, I admittedly don't have as many, or if any, samples done, but I'm going to stamp them out for you. And then Zandra's going to get well, and she's going to be sharing. And then, of course, I'll be doing more before the live, okay? So we are planning on, as long as Zandra is better, okay, we're supposed to be launching these on, I think it's, I don't have my calendar right here, but Zandra, isn't it Friday the 17th, I believe? Sorry for, oh, here it is. Hold on. And I need to go back and actually add these to the calendar, okay? So this, for those of you who are not Moonies, this is my patron calendar, and I will, and then for those of you who are Moonies, I will add the spotlights to the calendar, okay? Because we have quite a few. Zandra is in January, and also Shar Darun, I believe, is in January, and Patty Campbell is in January. That's off the top of my head. So, yeah, just follow along if you want to check out all the spotlights, okay? Anyway, let's get started because I know you're anxious. So we're just going to pull them all out. I'm going to stamp them for you, and we're going to talk about them, and I'm going to, work with them as we go through the video, okay? So she does have two sets, a positive and negative set of crescents, okay? And they're really nice size. And the sets of crescents come with an oval, okay? So this is the positive ovals and crescents. And then this is the negative, I guess, or maybe I'm getting it backwards. You know what? For as long as I've been doing this, and it's many, many moons, okay, I still can't get positive and negative right. Or I think I have it right, and then I'm like, no, I think it's wrong. Anyway, you get the solids and outlines. How about that? Excuse me. Anyway, so here is the solid crescent and the ovals, and I'm going to measure them for you. I should know it by heart, but the memory is the first to go. So this crescent is 6, okay, by about, oh goodness, I'm not sure exactly how to, about 6 by 3, okay, and then the ovals do fit inside, okay. Yes, Debbie, yes, and I mean, I want to tell you something. When Zandra shared the drawings and gave me the idea, I knew it was a good idea. I was like, oh yeah, that is so cool. But like then seeing all like her imagination and her creativity, seeing some of the stuff that she's done, it is really, really good. Anyway, okay, so the open, and so many, like way more than I probably could have already imagined. But the nice thing is that in all this kind of sharing, I feel like it really helps us to play off of each other. Yes, people are always like, oh, you're copying me, but it's more like inspiring and getting things to jump off of, a jumping point, right? So can't you just use the back of the side for the foamy and the solids? Yes, you actually can. That, of course, Kathy, that is something that we do love to do. However, a couple things about that. So definitely, you could just buy one set and use it that way. However, I will say this solid is a tiny bit smaller, and also it's kind of, even though you can definitely do that, okay, and we're not trying to, just make the money, right? It gets a little messy if you're just really wanting to go back and forth. So of course, you should do it either way, right? Whatever you feel. Also, the solid, I will also tell you this, the tops that are cut, okay, are a little bit clean, like it is a little bit cleaner of a cut. If you notice, the backs sometimes will have, I don't know if you can really see them on here too well, but the backs don't cut as clean, and the surface is a little bit different. So definitely, but still, I'm not, again, Kathy, really, one of the things I love about art foamies is being able to use the backs. So really, if I'm going to just tell you and be honest, that if I was deciding, like, oh, I would rather get something else, then yes, I would probably not get this set. In all honesty, right? However, if you want to splurge big and you have the little extra dough, then you might want to do that. Okay. That being said, you do have the open and the solid. And again, it's still about, so this, yeah, is still about 6, by 3. And there's also ways to make it a little bit larger. Yeah, Zandra says I envisioned these for Art Deco journaling. So yes. So anyway, so you got the sets of open and solid in the crescents and the ovals, and I will show. So Zandra had specific reasons why she wanted the ovals, and that is to fit them to kind of go inside, or to also line with them. And that's why we kind of did them a little bit graduated. Also, keep in mind that if you're going down in size, one of the great things about art foamies is that you can squeeze them and manipulate them a little bit. So if you're going down, you can change that size just a bit. Okay. Yeah. Right. Oh, Zandra, definitely go. Hopefully everybody already is following Zandra here, but she also shared in her video how to make the solid a little bit different of a width by kind of, moving it and dragging it. So that's, excuse me, also very cool. All right, I'm going to set these aside. I will stamp these in just a moment. Okay, I'm going to set those aside. And because I did ask Zandra, do you want me to share the entire collection? And she said yes. Okay. So the other thing she did so gorgeous and brilliant is corners, Art Deco corners. Okay. Or really, it's sort of like Art Nouveau, Art Deco. I think we went with the Deco just because it's a little bit easier to spell. I don't know why. But anyway, so here, more corners, but also open. If you can see that, I'm going to stamp them for you, but open so that you can add your own embellishments or faces, whatever you want, right? So cool. Yes. Oh, Carissa. Yes. She goes, looks like it could be jewelry or peas in a pod, which, yes, I love that too. All right. So let's stamp these babies. Excuse me. I have to take a sip of coffee. All right. I do have some watercolor paper, just cut in some squares, 9x9 squares. Thought that would be nice. Let's see what color. I think I am going to use my ink foamy, and I want like a nice, beautiful. Oh, let's do kind of like a teal color. So I'm going to use my super bright dye inks. Now, if you were going to buy this over at the Moon and the Maker in the small size, it's still the same thing. It's Blue Moon. If we have any left, you can get them for, so we're still doing a sellout at the Moon and the Maker on the ink, so you can get some of these small babies, okay? Our new ones are in the larger size and will be available next Friday at Art Foamies. Anyway, I'm mixing right on my ink foamy. I'm going to mix a little bit of my Blue Moon and some of my Lime Drop because I want maybe like a tealy color. Okay, so, and I'm going to get just one of my daubers to smear that around. And that might still be a little bit too green for me. I think I'm going to add a little more blue. I don't know, for some reason I'm just wanting a beautiful sort of teal. Okay, so we're going to mix those to make a teal. And maybe I want to add, excuse me, a little white. So this is the Moonlight Hue, okay, which is the Duo ink. Just want to make it a little more, I don't know, pastel-y or a little more opaque, okay? And hopefully, I don't know, still looking kind of green to me, but hopefully that, maybe a little more blue, okay? This blue, I will tell you, is sort of a translucent, so it's not really that strong. It's a beautiful bright blue, but maybe something a little darker for a true teal. Okay, I want to stamp these babies. Yes, corners was such a good idea. It's one of the, it's sometimes one of those things you're like, why didn't I think of that? But I can't have all the ideas, and I love, not that I do have all the ideas, but I love when other artists contribute. One of my biggest joys is getting to work with so many other wonderful artists. All right, for some reason, these are brand new. Okay, I have not inked them up yet, so I really want to get it loaded up. Okay, and sometimes I will tell you, when your art foamies are brand new, it takes a little bit to really get them saturated. Okay, so again, stamp this in this corner. Ginger, yes, it is a snow day. Perfect for spontaneous studio. Oh my gosh, isn't that so gorgeous? Look at that. I want to do one. I think I'm going to do another one over here in watercolor. Well, you know what? No, I'm going to still stamp my other one the same because I just want to be symmetrical. Okay. And then can do different things. I feel like, excuse me again, that these would be so great with some of Jane Davenport's washi tapes. She has a lot of washi tapes with faces. You could just pull little bits of the tape. And I think I have some around here somewhere. I don't know where it is right this minute. But I think that would also be awesome. Oh, gorgeous. Look how beautiful. Zandra, you really outdid yourself. I really, really cannot say enough about what a good idea and how beautiful these really are. And they stamp so gorgeous. Look at that. I think also embossed if you wanted to do some embossing, But I'm going to go ahead. I think I'm going to go ahead and get, what should I do? Just going to maybe just do a little face in there. And maybe I'll use, I'm just going to use my green Stabilo. All right. What about an Art Deco type of face? I don't know. Again, it would be great if I did have Jane's faces right here. But Maxie had that washi tape, and I don't know where it went. I should go look in her desk drawer. Also, I do feel, how much Zandra loves mermaids and stuff too, right? I think these would be so cool for mermaids. For some reason, they definitely do remind me of that. So there you can add your own face that way. Of course, we have stamps. So I know rubber, even I think my little face might work on there too. My little love this face. It might fit. I have face cubes that I think would fit over at Rubber Moon. But whatever you want. You could use a little collage. That would be so cute too. Do I have the bookmark to show? Hold on, let me find it, Zandra. I think I do. Yes, I do. It is here. Oh my gosh, thank you so much for reminding me. I do have a couple. Look at this too. Oh gosh. Yes. Okay, so Zandra sent me a card, and here's the, I guess, the solid, or maybe use both. She outlined it with glitter. And then this is actually one of the Frida stamps from Keisha. So cute how you did it. She removed, I think, a little part of it and put a tree back there. Love. And then can you see the glitter? Oh my gosh, it's so good. And then Love the tree with the washi tape. And then here is a couple of the corners. And then here. And she says, you can cut the flowers off if you don't like them, but I love them. Look at how it works. You slip it over. So when you're reading your book, right? Or a journal, whatever you want, you slip it over the page. I like the flowers, Zandra, because I feel like it helps it even to stay on even better, right? So cute. Yes, Debbie Martin says like on front of the ships. So, yeah, so cute. So and I do have to tell you, I love how you put it on a page to, to demonstrate. Otherwise, I think I would have been like, huh? So good job for somebody as dense as me. And now I can also use this for some fodder, right? For some collaging. All right, just because I have some ADD, let's go ahead and add a little water to that was Stabilo pencil, right? Stabilo all. So I'll go ahead and so cute, right? All right, so that is those corners, which has kind of a little bit more of like that acorny, face shape. This has more of an oval. Let's turn this over here. I do still want to do these in watercolor as well, but so you know what? I'm gonna get a new piece of paper for this, and I want to do purple this time. So let me pull out a different pad here. See what I got. I'll show you my ink foamies, or my ink minis, okay? Do I have a purple? Here is some mini ink foamies. And I do have a purple one. This one doesn't have, this was just a prototype. I don't have the package, but can still get the idea. So I do love these not only for inking up, but also can use these to spread around ink and stuff on your larger ink foamy if you want to. I am going to, let's see here. I am gonna get a bigger pad just so I can smudge it around, okay? Oh, you know what? This is watercolor on here. Shame on me. I need to mark mine because I do work with watercolor for those of you who haven't seen the demos. That is dried watercolor on there, which I can activate at any time with a little water. But I don't want to use watercolor right now. I want to use my ink. So I'm going to pull out my inky pad. And you can see it's already kind of dirty. To clean that, I can just use some rubbing alcohol and baby wipes. But I'm not going to because I'm actually going to use this sort of as my smearing around pad. Okay. I love the way these all do work together. Another way to ink up your smaller stamps, right? I think you've seen me ink up some of the larger stamps using this technique, and it takes a while. It's not always the best for time efficiency. And really just making sure that it's good and loaded up because it's new. All right, so let's go ahead and oh, so pretty. So that one I think is a little more like, ornate. I think that really, if you put two of them together, could make a really cute, like, am I trying to, like a support. I don't know if that makes sense, but put these together, closer together, make more like, or like a frame. You know what I mean? Like so, right? Yes, I wonder, you could probably somehow turn these into wings too. I kind of think that these would make really cool wings. You know, you'd have to paint them in a little bit, or maybe not ink that part. I don't know. I think it could work. Yep, I didn't get that one quite as inky. Let me get a little more ink on my pad. That is one thing you will notice with using the ink foamies and your inks this way, is that you will have to load it a little more because it does not hold the ink the same way. All right, now I'm confused on which, I guess I got this one. I was like, now I'm confused which one to use. And I don't know, I probably didn't do that. Oh, well, I stamped it okay. That would be such a cute little frame, right? Oh my gosh. And you could put different little icons in there. Oh my gosh. Let me try this. I have this little rubber stamp of this little goddess. I'm just going to try it. I'm going to get a little piece of paper for a mask. Just try stamping some, and not saying that I would stamp this in there, but just some other little detail stamp or something. I think it would look really cute. You could put little seashells. Oh my God, little seashells in here, and then do a mermaid inside. Oh, I'm thinking of you, Zandra. All right, so that I think is so cool. And then of course, you could cut that centerpiece out, right? So fun. Okay, I want to stamp these also in watercolor just so I can smush them around a little and play with them that way. Also, keep in mind, these are good stampings. I probably will cut them out and then I can save them, for using for fodder. These will be so cute too. Corners are great if you want to actually cut them out and then attach them and use them almost like photo corners, right? Becky, good morning. We're just here having spontaneous studio, sharing Zandra's spotlight stamps that are coming out on the 17th. Zandra was supposed to have a play date today and show off all of her new art foamies, but she was not feeling well. So I asked her, do you want me to do it? And she said she did. So here I am. Not, and worked out actually really well because I wanted to come and do, a spontaneous studio anyway, just because I knew it was going to be a snow day. And I had been saying I was probably going to do spontaneous studio for, a couple weekends, but then things came up and, how that goes. So here I am. Anyways, just using a little Stabilo all to create a face in here. Not that you have to make a face. I think it would also look really cute. Even if you just, like I said, did more little flowers in there. Let's try that. I know I said I want to stamp it in watercolor, which I do, but I want to show you that if you wanted to do corners, okay, and you didn't necessarily want to make a face, you could turn it into something else. Okay, so maybe with your markers, or again with your colored pencils, whatever you got, but you could definitely just turn this into more leaves, okay, and like a florally thing. that's not, I didn't do a very good job, but you get the idea. Let's paint it. Usually that helps a little. Well, that didn't help that much, but you get the idea. Let me go back over it here, and I'll smudge all this in, make it look purposeful. That's what I like to do when I make mistakes. Just go back and make everything look like you did it on purpose, right? Looking right now for my white paint pen. Why do things have a tendency to disappear whenever I live stream? Because I have all my paint pens right here. My desk is not even that messy. It's a little messy, but my white paint pen is gone. Oh, here it is. In a place where it's not supposed to be. You can add number of or letter. Yes, a number or letter too. Is great. I probably chose the wrong color there, in there, but that's okay. Again, just going over some of these lines, make it look a little more, add some darker values, make it look a little more purposeful. But that's what we do anyway, right? When you stamp these things, lots of times you're going back over and doodling and painting right over the top. I think that looks so cute. Yes, let's do a number. Letter 2 is so cute. Kind of like a monogram. I do just love it. And I do think that would make a cute kind of wing or even hair or hat kind of. Or, I don't know. I see a lot of possibilities in there. And let's just say, oh, well, today's the 5th, right? And 5 is my lucky number, or one of them. So even that looks pretty cute, right? Okay. Really make it look like it fits in there. So great ideas for the corners. Of course, corners always so handy. And these, I think, especially because of the way that they're designed, are even more unique, or even more useful because of having them open. Yeah, so really, really nice work. Okay, let's stamp some of these babies. And I have something else I want to share with you. I'm so excited about. These will be coming out soon. I've been working on this for a while with Gina from GSL Cuts. They are watercolor paper, really nice watercolor paper, pre-cut dexi cards. We're going to have all the sizes, okay? We're working on it now. I am going to carry them in my shop, okay? So be watching for those because I just now ordered all the paper and she's going to be cutting them for me, all right? So I love having these dexi cards in the nice watercolor paper. And we will have hot press and cold press. It's a nice quality watercolor paper, and it's going to be in all the sizes of dexis. This is the 5x8, which is really difficult to find, okay? But here I am going to stamp the solid first, okay? First I'm going to wet it using my mister. I did have some people ask where I got this misting bottle. I just got it at Blick, okay? So now I've wet this. I am going to take just a few shades of watercolor sticks here. And I haven't forgotten, I do still want to stamp this in watercolor. I'm kind of moved on to something else for a minute. Okay. But anyway, taking a few different shades of blue. Let's see here. Yeah, and then I'm also going to take a white, I think. And I just want to make some stripes. Yeah, I'm really, really excited about all the dexis, and the reason why is because many of you know that I am going to be doing a dexi every Monday. I really want to use my dexi as a journal of sorts, and really as a way to keep track of a lot of the art foamies, and just I really just want to have fun in my large Rolodex. Okay, so anyway. I'm having fun right here on Zandra's Crescent Art Foamy. And maybe I'm going to go around the outside with this darker color. I don't know. We don't know. I have no idea how this is going to end up stamping. We'll see. Should be fun. And remember that it's watercolor, so if I don't like it, I can, still have fun with it and kind of manipulate that. If I feel like it's not wet enough, I can give it a spritz. Still see a few bald spots, so I just want to try to get those. All right, I'm going to give it another spritz, okay? Just a little. Stamp it right on here. And this, again, really nice watercolor paper, so I'm hoping that it will sort of absorb if I hold it there for, 20 or 30 seconds. And I won't have a lot of, I don't know, texture. But we'll see. This is also textured watercolor paper. It is cold press, so we'll see. Ooh, not bad, not bad. I can just get my brush and give a little smudge if I want to, clear up some of those, or not clear up, but fill in some of those bald spots. I want my edge to be a little crisper. I can run my brush right along there. Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. And I love the fact that you can make this a little bit larger too if you want to. You can use it. Oh my gosh. You can actually stamp. You know what? I'm going to move this out of the way for a minute, and I'm going to spritz this again. Okay. Get it pretty wet, actually. And I'm going to stamp it here. Ooh. Well, you would love that, right? The striped moon, Nightmare Before Christmas vibes. Remember, though, one of the really cool things about this is the opportunity to overstamp again and again. I'm going to do this because I do feel like this will make such a cool sort of circle. If you are doing a bigger art journal, I think this would be so cool too, right? Oh, beautiful. Of course, again, this paper isn't as nice, so if you hold it there a little longer, sometimes you won't get as much of that sort of textury waterline, but remember, you can always just go in and push it out a bit. All right, I do want to stamp. I'm going to take this. This is a little mini ink foamy that I used my watercolor crayons on here too. My watercolor sticks, not crayons, sorry. Daniel Smith. So here I have a little of the phthalo blue. I got a little green gold. And then I don't know what I did down the middle, something. I think I might have done white actually. Yeah. All right, I want to use that to do my ovals. This is probably not really dry enough, but I'm going to do it anyway, okay? I went over the edge a bit, which I don't like, so let's see if I can smudge that out. And then remember, if I go over it in a bit, when it's dry, with my outline, I can cover that up a little bit. So nice. All right. Remember, you got to keep this wet. It's watercolor, so it will dry out. And then where's that baby one? I'm losing my ovals. Huh. Oh, here we go. Oh, I love this. And then if you wanted to keep going down more and more, of course, you can mask that off a little bit. Or like I said, you could try to give it a little bit of a squeeze and manipulate it that way a bit. But, oh, so cute, Zandra. I love it. All right, I'm going to, again, smudge that a bit. And then I'll let that dry and then overstamp it with the solid, right? That solid outline, and that's going to give that a little bit more of a crisp edge, and it's going to cover some of those wonky lines, all right? Go back over here. Trying to figure out what color I want to do. Let's think about this for a minute. Maybe I should do black. Dark purple. I guess I'll just do purple. And I'm going to use this ink instead of watercolor just because I want that outline to be, I don't know, doesn't matter. I'm probably not going to ink it, so, I mean, spread it with water. Again, one of the reasons I love the foam applicators, the ink foamies and the mini ink foamies, is because you're getting that sort of solid foam to foam. So I'm literally just inking up that line that's sticking up. Right. And I will tell you, it may not line up properly or, exactly. That's okay. It can be offset a bit. Pam, welcome. Christina, hello. Oh, and I am way off, but that's okay. I usually am a little bit better than that. That's okay though, look too. If you want, you can easily then take your watercolor and smudge it back in there. Even maybe make it a little darker and that will look, again, purposeful. If you do it a little darker back there, it'll look like shadow, and then I could even smear out this line a little bit more and make it softer if I want to. I'm okay with it though. I like it. I think it's pretty. And I love the purple and blue together. So Zandra has so many beautiful samples with like mermaids like coming out of the crescent, and oh my gosh, using it in so many ways. I think she sent me, I mean, I think at least like 8 different samples, right? So, yes, and that's so our brains must be on the same wavelength, because I actually did pull this out, these pages, because I thought these would look so good with it. So I was thinking of using the crescent with her, and then I don't know, maybe even somehow getting it onto this page. So let's try that, since I already have some, these pages somewhat done. Move this out of the way. Well, maybe I could, I think those corners would also look really nice on these pages too. But first, let me go ahead and I'm going to switch up the color on this. So I'm going to clean this off, okay, with a little water. Remember, that's all watercolor, so it's going to clean off pretty easily. You can even just use a baby wipe or a little rubbing alcohol and a paper towel, or whatever you got, a little water. Use alcohol just so that I can make sure it's really clean. And I do, I want to tell you too, and I think everybody here knows that, Zandra works with a lot of Jane Davenport stuff. We love Jane over here. So all these stamps will be great with Jane's, like marzipan twists, with her inks. I love using her layer cakes, her watercolors, whatever you got. Kitchen sink, throw it at it, right? Yeah, I think these go so nicely. So I think I'm going to use a little teal. I'm going to wet this again, okay? And I am going to load this up with a little teal watercolor. And this is my Daniel Smith, again, cobalt teal watercolor stick. And again, just using those because they're handy right now. And easy to clean up too. You can see my coverage is pretty thick on there. I'm going to spritz it one more time. Maybe, I'm going to take a little of this electric blue and sort of try to, I don't know. I don't know how much is actually, certain pigments aren't as giving, I should say. So I don't know how well that's going to show up, but I'm going to do it anyway. And we're going to right there. Oops, sorry, out of the frame a little bit. I don't even really have that much of a mess, but how I literally only have like 12 inches right here is crazy. Oh, so nice. I love it. Very happy with that. All right, I'm going to take my brush with a little water and just run it a tiny bit back here. It will soften that line a little, but that's okay. Another way to extend it and make it a little bit bigger, right? So I love that. Here, let's smooth this out right here a bit. And then I am going to, after this dries, I'm going to take my outline and, and it would have been better. I'm not going to lie to you. It'd be better to do the outline first and then stamp this inside. I don't know what I was thinking, but that would help, to make sure it's lined up pretty good. Let's try this one. I'm going to do this with a little bit of graphite, and I'm going to take my graphite, my Lyra graphite number 9. So this is nice dark graphite. Now keep in mind, I have a little bit of purple ink on there. I don't care. It's okay. I'm gonna leave it on there. If it shows through a bit, that's okay. And if it doesn't, that's okay too. And keep in mind, if I wanted to, I could actually mask any of this. I think I'm just not going to worry about it, okay? I'm just going to do it anyway. And I love that this is going to add to my pages that really weren't finished anyway. And it's going to make them a little bit more special because, you know, because they're Zandras. So it's going to help my pages to even be a little more meaningful. So now I think this would be really fun to fill this moon in. And there's a couple different ways I could do that. I'd like to mask this off and stamp inside of it. So let me do that. You know what? I'm going to get my masking paper instead. This stuff. Oh, no, I should carry this stuff because it is awesome. This is that paper that Catherine Guerrero gave me. And it's called Eclipse masking paper, and I love it. So again, I don't know honestly if this even has anything on it right now. I think it's clean. So I'm just gonna, I don't need much, right? I just need a little bit of the outlines to make a mask. Okay. So and these are great. If you have like a photo album or some way of saving your masks, really nice to cut a mask and save it so that next time you use the image, if you want, to mask it off, you can go back and grab it and not have to go through it again. And the sticky stuff on this is pretty I mean, it's still not permanent, but it's fairly, lasting. Like you can definitely keep it in your little photo album and then pull it back off and use it at least a couple times. So Zandra, I didn't even ask you if you are feeling any better whatsoever. I hope that you are, because I know that you've been going through this for like, gosh, it seems like maybe a week or so. So I hope you're getting better, and I hope that you get to play with your stuff soon some more, because I know that you've been really looking forward to it. So there. Oh, why did I mask that off? Well, I still want that mask off, but what am I doing, right? You're like, what are you doing, KP? Because I just want to mask this outside off. So let me get something different. And I still want to do something with this too. I haven't forgotten. Huh. Well, I see something shiny and I just want to jump to the next thing. All right. So what to mask? All right. So I'm gonna use this. All right. Since I already have that stamped out, just gonna use that. And you probably all are sitting there like, why are you masking that off, KP? So like that, right? So that kind of works. And then I can actually tape some other Post-its here. If I have any Post-it notes. All right. And you know, you could also use, oh gosh, you could use a little bit of like painter's tape, you know, that is low tack painter's tape. But I really wanted to stamp some things, and you know what would be actually beautiful is Jane Davenport's. Oh, you know what? I'm going to go find that stamp. Give me 1 second. I got to find it. This. Oh, that would be so pretty in there. Now again, I do have a little color on here. I'm going to try to get most of it off because I think I want to do like a blue or maybe a gray in there, but okay, sorry, I had to go get a new thing of baby wipes. All right, so trying to debate what color I should do. You know what I think I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do a color called Moon Glow. I have a Daniel Smith stick here that is this. It's kind of a purpley gray color, and again, I will tell you that this has a little bit of color on it. I'm not sure if it's going to transfer. If it does, I'm okay with it. I'm not going to worry about it that much, but I do think this will be really beautiful inside that moon. So that's why going through all the trouble. Hopefully I masked well enough. Again, a little bit of color there, but that's okay. All right, let's do the big reveal. Ooh. Ah. And why I masked her, I really don't know, but it's okay. Anyway, ooh, it does look good together, right? I wasn't wrong. So that's nice. My instincts were pretty good. I would like to go back in with some, you know, of these darker colors again and sort of give that little bit of unity, you know, but that's okay. I'll just for now sort of smear this about. Yeah, I really like that. And then I would definitely be giving, oh, maybe some more of this, let's see, shadow violet color, you know, here. I don't know. Again, I like to sort of, you know, work on my deeper values and just getting some, uh, I don't know, some color to help it pop a little bit more, you know. And then I also think, looking at it, that maybe picking up some of the golds in there would be nice. So maybe it's not a blue moon, but a golden moon with a little bit, oops, a little bit of my quinacridone gold right over the top. I just love it. And I have to say, I do feel like it really helps, or is helping my journal page come together. Maybe do a little journaling down here in the corner. I don't know. Maybe some of those ovals somewhere. Not sure yet. Then over here, not quite sure how I want to continue with that. Maybe some white around it actually. And I would, if I do white on here, I would use definitely some gesso, okay? Because I would want it to be really an opaque line. Yeah, could use the corner designs as a pattern too. And I was thinking that I just didn't want to. That's actually what I was going to do at first. You know what? Let's do it in here in white. Let's do that in white on this one. All right, let's try it. I'm going to use this one. Okay, I got to clean it. So let's, again, with the alcohol to really get the pigment off there. And a baby wipe so I can really show you that I'm getting all of the color off, okay? If you have to, you can take it, wipe it down, blot it, and then take it to your sink and rinse it, okay? Or in a pan of water. Let me try to mask one more time. My little... Oh, you know what? I should stamp it in white first. So let me do that first. Again, cleaning my stamp really well. Oh, thank you so much, Bobby. Thank you. Yeah, super fun. We do have a little fun around here. I won't lie. Okay, so I'm going to show you something else. I am going to use some white gesso, okay? And I'm going to use my ink foamy to apply it. I'm going to tell you, though, that when you do that, make sure that you clean it off. It will harden on here and it will ruin your foam. So I will use this as my applicator, but I also will clean it off right away, okay? And you know what? I have to get something. I'll be right back. My ink foamy is messed up. I have a faulty ink foamy. Hold on, let me get a different one. Okay, this is better. All right, little gesso on there, okay? And I'm blotting it off. I'm going to blot it right on my table because that's what I do sometimes. Naughty me. Making a mess. All right, then I'm going to use that to apply it again because it's nice and firm, and I will get that paint only on that top layer. That's what I want, okay? I only want it to go on the raised up part. I don't want to hit any of the recessed areas because I don't want the recessed areas to stamp, okay? And of course you can do this, with one of your daubers, or you could do it with a brush. I mean, it's a little more difficult with the brush, and it's more difficult with your scrap buddy because it has a tendency to push down into those recessed areas. I have a couple little hairs I'm trying to get off of there. All right, and that looks pretty good. And boom, I'm just going to overstamp and try to line it up a little bit better. Don't know if I did it, but that's okay. And hopefully, yeah, that's a nice white line. It doesn't show that much just because it's not that dark, right? So one thing I want to do in order for my patterns to show up a little bit more, I want to darken this moon again, okay? So I'm going to do that first, though. A couple of things. I'm going to clean my art foamy. I don't want to leave my gesso to dry on there. Or also, I don't want the gesso to dry on my ink foamy. So I'm going to clean that off. Again, this wasn't much, so even just a little baby wipe is fine. If it's thicker, then use a little rubbing alcohol. All right? Fresh as a daisy. Okay, so now I want this a little darker because I want my patterns to show up. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm actually going to take this time a little bit of this cobalt teal so flat, and because it's going to match the color pretty well, but it's going to be a little more opaque and a little darker. Okay, so for this I am just going to take a brush and again apply my acrylic right to my stamp. It'll be nicer too because it'll be a little easier to line up in those inside the outline that I just stamped. So, you know, sometimes I will stamp things 2 or 3 or even 4 times before I get it how I like it. So fun. Okay. Time. Here we go. Right in there. And like I said, I really should have done it that way first, you know. Hopefully that's darker and a little more opaque. Yeah. It is. Although I liked it the other way, but I want my patterns to show up. Okay. That one a little crisper. There we go. And yes, did it cover up a little of the white line? It did. That's okay. I don't care. All right. Sometimes I say this a lot when I'm working, and you can't fake the layers, right? It's layer, 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 and that's what gives things a lot of interest and depth sometimes. So if I cover things up and then go back and pull them back out, you know, multiple times, then that's okay. All right. So, and also I will tell you, this will be a little bit easier for me to mask. Even if I stamp some of the white and it goes out, I can wipe that up. So I am just going to put that here. Okay. I'm going to, again, get a little gesso. I want to make sure this is dry. So first of all, let me blow dry a little bit. Okay. Just for a second. And a little white gesso for the opacity. And you know, I don't even really have to ink that face in if I don't want to. I don't know if it'll matter that much, and I can always go back over, you know, and cover it if I don't like it. But I think I'm just going to go ahead and ink up the whole thing using my gesso, again because of its opacity. And I'm just going to start stamping in there. And remember that since it's white, it doesn't really matter if it's going on the back, right? I can wipe that off if I want to. And I got a little overzealous, but that's okay. I'll get a baby wipe and fix it. Or even a little ink pick. I'll get a little ink pick and wipe some of that away. So cute. Ah, I love it. Anyway, and then I am actually also going to take a little bit darker of a blue because I feel like all these kind of colors, it needs a little bit of depth back here. So I think I'm just going to use a little layer cake. I'm going to use this dark color. You know, one of the reasons I love layer cake so much, or we all love layer cake so much, is because you can go right over your acrylic and or your watercolor. So I just want a little bit, again, of that depth. So I'm going to sort of run that along the back edge. Kind of almost like as if it's gouache, you know, or watercolory. I don't want it real, like I don't want a real dark, solid line. I just want a little gradient, you know. And it will help if I let that gesso dry really well. It's not that dry, but you know, be better if it was a little more dry. Also, you can do a little reflected color. So like if you want just a tad bit of, oh yeah, the gesso. Thank you. I do need to clean that, don't I? I'll do that right away. A little reflected color, maybe just, oh, a little pink in that moon, or just here on the sort of on the glow, if that makes sense, you know. So that looks nice. And then you could even do a little more of a touch there. So nice. Ah, I love it, Zandra. Oh my gosh. Anyway, so again, with Zandra's sets, you're getting solid moon with 3 ovals. Okay, solid moon with solid 3 ovals. Open moon with 3 open ovals. And then the 2 sets of corners, which I do need to clean my stuff. So let's do that first. Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you, Joy. You know, I need you more often because, you know, a lot of times when I'm all the way done, I'll be like, dang it, I didn't practice what I preached. All right, so here, you know, and I'm not necessarily calling these pages all the way completed yet, but I do really feel like the moons added something to both pages. I love, you know, just the way that the size obviously works together, but yeah, that I had these already ready in my journal, and I was like, oh, this will be a great way to showcase these to spotlight these images. So I hope you agree. And I thank you all so much, especially Zandra, for your thoughtfulness, for your artistry, and for sharing them with Art Foamies. I'm so excited for your spotlight. I hope you are too. I hope you feel better really, really soon so that you can jump on here with, you know, and help showcase these with me. I do want to still work on this a little bit. I think I'm going to, and I still want to also, you know what, I'm going to just stamp that one in watercolor right here. I think I'm just going to put it on here. I don't care. This is a great way also for me to show you how I use the ink foamies with watercolor. So this is a tube watercolor right on my ink foamy, and it is hardened, okay? But if I spray it or add some water, of course, you can see, because there is a little layer of watercolor sitting right on top, dried on there, okay? So you can see here, it is a great way to have watercolor on a pad at the ready if you want to keep some of your ink foamies designated for that, okay? This one's pretty, you know what, I am going to put a little more watercolor right on there, just because it's been a while since I added any. And this is actually my Jane Davenport tube watercolor, Pride and Prejudice, or you know what, sometimes I mix them. So again, the best way probably to smear that around would be with a clean, fresh ink foamy or a dauber. Do I have a dauber handy here? What have I got? Must have something. So yes, I want this to be even going across the pad, okay? And then again, that is going to dry on there. And maybe, you know what? I think this was actually quinacridone. I had quinacridone magenta on here. But now it has Jane's Pride and Prejudice. And I'm just going to use that up, okay? And don't forget, you can also add colors right in here. So if you wanted to add some other colors to your stamp, you can do that right on here. Again, watercolor sticks, regular watercolors, right? So have fun with that. I don't know if it's really, I don't really know if it's changing up the color too much, but at least you'll get the idea, right? One more. And then we'll put some little red dots in there. I don't know what I'm doing, but I just want you to be able to see you can get some really nice combos. I did spritz it with a little water again, and just going to put her right on that moon. So Deb Bergstrom, they will be available on the 17th. This is our sneak peek of Zandra's spotlight. Okay, she was just gonna give a little share, but she wasn't feeling well, so I said I would do it if she wanted me to, and she did. Which, thank you, Zandra. Anyway, so here, I don't know her face. I should have turned it a little bit more. That's okay. I'm gonna still add a little face to that. And oh, what should I use? Let me use just a little graphite. A little graphite. If only I could find my pencil sharpener. Oh, here it is. Kathy, welcome. Nice to see you. Yes, we're showing off Zandra's spotlight stamps. They're not available until January 17th, and we have a bunch of different spotlights coming up. So I hope you'll all be watching and following along. So again, just going to take my small brush, which this brush is not too good. I think I need to, it might be time to retire this brush, but that's okay for now. And then again, remember that's watercolor, so I can just dip my little brush right on there and have some color there to smudge around and play with, And I think I do want to add, and that's one thing too I love about having the sticks or even these ink foamies with watercolor on there, because I can just keep them handy and begin to sort of fill in if I want to, right? Would love to add some stars to your collection too, Zandra. Some stars would be fun. Well, anyway, I did that because I kept telling you I was going to stamp her in watercolor, so you could at least, get a feel for stamping in watercolor like that. And it is, again, kind of nice because it is movable still, right? It will still give you that nice sort of, solid line, but you can move it and make little washes. And then just, again, use it sort of as a base layer, right? And then go in and paint and do things, manipulate right over the top. So fun. Right, here, I just need to keep going for a minute because this, I feel like, needs a little, let me get some off here, a little bit of purpley in the back. And I'm so excited too. I'm going to keep this. I'll work on it some more, maybe do a little journaling on here, and I am going to add it to my Rolodexy, my big 5x8 Rolodex. Okay. So I'm really excited to be adding to that. And I do admit to you that I want some stars. So I am going to use my freebie from last month. Okay. And I'm going to stamp some stars here. Just, oh, I don't know what colors. I think I want to do a little of each here. Oops. Spritz one more time. Oh, Kathy, thank you. That's so nice. Yes, we are so excited to be sharing these with you, and it's been so fun working with Zandra. Oh, I think that looks really nice. So what else? Oh, I don't know. A little blue on the eyes, a little more rosy on the cheeks, and maybe just the tiniest bit of green gold here. And then, you know, I think I may, when this is dry, I think I'm going to draw like a little hand, maybe with stars coming out and going up. And then I will tell you, I don't love this, so I am going to just cover the whole dang thing and get rid of some of those little white spots. Smush it out just a bit more. And I really love it. I hope you do too. Zandra, I hope I did you somewhat proud. I can't wait till everybody gets a chance to see your samples because you have just done such a beautiful collection, and I know you've been working, you know, with them so much. So I really, really can't wait to show everyone your stuff, and I'm really looking forward to your spotlight, and well, all the spotlights, but yours is first, which is super exciting. And what else? Does anybody have any questions for me or for Zandra? Any other thoughts before we say goodbye? Yeah, anything at all. Zandra, mwah. Maybe you're talking to Babs, but it's okay. We're all the best. So again, you know what? I'm going to cut some of these out too. Definitely want to keep some of these. And you know, even though, I want to tell you, even though I stamp these in green, they literally do not have to stay green. It will be so fun to color right over those areas in other colors and use the green as my base layer. Do you know what I mean by that? That would be, and I'll do that, and then I'll share a picture because I think these will be really cool colored in super solid, like with acrylic paint, opaque acrylic paint, or colored pencil. So many fun things to do, and I cannot wait until they're available to you all. Again, thanks for coming and sharing in the sneak peek with me. You know, we've been having a lot of fun over at Art Foamies with all the new stuff going on. So make sure that you are signed up for our newsletter. Make sure, of course, that you're following Zandra and following her YouTube. Because we'll be doing a lot more with these and, of course, with all the other fun things, too. So, anyway, that's all I got for you today, my friends. Thanks again for everything, for coming and hanging out with me on this snowy day. And for all of your love and support of Zandra and all of the Art Foamies artists and of Art Foamies in general. Anyway, have a great rest of your day. I'm going to have fun cutting these out and figuring out what the heck to do. You know, what else I'm going to do. I won't lie. I probably will sit here and continue to be makey a little bit. So, all right. I'm going to take a breath, get some more coffee. Have a wonderful day. Stay safe. Stay sane. Stay makey. I love you all to the moon and back. And an extra added bonus for today is stay warm and cozy. All right? Bye, everyone. Zandra, get better. Thanks again. See you soon.